There are two primary elements of camera shots. The distance determines how involved your viewer becomes with the actions that are happening in the scene. The distance can be controlled by either moving the camera in closer to the subject or by changing the focal length and zooming into the subject. A close camera provides for intimate involvement in the scene. It brings your viewer into the action and gets your viewer up close and personal with what's going on in your animation. If you want to think about close and how it relates to intimacy, imagine yourself standing 3 or 4 inches away from a friend's face and talking to them. That conversation would feel much different if you were far away from them. The same thing goes for camera shots. When you move the camera farther away from the subject, or the central focus of the scene, you also remove the viewer from what is happening. This has the effect of making the viewer an observer of what's going on instead of being a participant in what's going on. The other important aspect of camera shots is the angle at which you're viewing the scene. An angle that is high, where the viewer is looking down onto the scene, makes them feel like they're in control of what's happening in the scene. This also has the effect of making them feel like an omnipotent viewer because they can see all of the action going on and not just one particular part of it. In contrast to that, a low camera angle, with the viewer looking up at the subjects in the scene, puts the subject of your scene in control. This also has the consequence of causing the viewer to have a feeling of loss of power, or it can make them feel small, and can provide you with a very powerful camera angle through which you can tell your story.